Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Oliver Crocco, and along with my colleague Dr. Eddie Gibbons, we are so excited to welcome you all to a new study abroad program called Global Leadership in Thailand this summer 2022. Dr. Gibbons and I are both faculty in the School of Leadership and Human Resource Development, and this program emerged from my interest in global leadership, and Dr. Gibbons, who is the coordinator of the Leadership Development minor on LSU's campus, which is one of the most popular minors on campus. So why Thailand? Well, in part, I lived and worked in Thailand for 4 years, and I have a recent book out called Developing Human Resources in Southeast Asia, a holistic framework for the ASEAN community. So Thailand, global leadership, has always been one of my research interests. The picture on the right, you'll see Dr. Gibbons and I actually presenting a paper at a conference in Vietnam, after which he and I traveled to Thailand where we did some research for this program. Also, I should mention that my wife is Thai and we have 2 half-Thai children, Aiden and Alice, which you can see here, celebrating Alice's 1-year birthday recently. And also you can see this program was offered once before in 2019, but then unfortunately we got stumped by the COVID-19 pandemic, but we're so excited to be emerging from that and being able to offer the program this summer. During the program, you'll do a number of activities, which I'll talk about in a second, but I wanted to give you a few pictures just to whet your appetite before I talk about some of the specific program activities. As you may know, Thai food is extremely popular here in the United States, and it is better nowhere else than in Thailand itself. So if you're a foodie, it's a great place to explore Thai food, amazing coffee shops and tea shops, and great scenery. So the program is titled Global Leadership in Thailand, and you will have the option to pick one of 3 courses. For example, LHRD 3723, which is Concepts and Principles of Leadership. That course is the second course in the Leadership Development minor. So if you have taken LHRD 2723 and you would like to do the Leadership Development minor, what better place to take LHRD 3723 than in Thailand? The other courses being offered are LHRD 4901, Global Leadership. This course is typically offered for upperclassmen students or also graduate students as a 4,000 level course. And that course goes over what it means to live and work effectively in multicultural and cross-cultural environments, also how to lead global organizations. But both of those courses, there's a lot of content overlap, which we'll discuss. So there will be times when you're studying, even if you're in one of the other courses, you will be all together in a group. The last course is also a 4,000 level course, which means graduate students can take it, and that is 4809, Advanced Problems in Leadership and HRD. This course also functions as an independent study, so if you have a particular topic that you want to study, for example, perhaps you're really interested in higher education in Thailand, you can do that independent study, and I will build for you a curriculum to study higher education in Thailand, or whatever your interest may be. I do actually happen to have a lot of expertise in higher education in Thailand. I worked at a Thai university for 4 years, and I have written several research articles and papers on higher education in Thailand. More information about those courses are available in the LSU course catalog. The dates for the program begin right around the end of the spring semester. We will depart the United States around May 21st, arrive in Bangkok, check in, and the program officially begins on May 23rd. Then, after a week in Bangkok, we will take the overnight train, which is very cool, and arrive in Chiang Mai, Thailand on the 29th in the morning. You'll have the whole day free, and then we will spend a week in Chiang Mai, followed by a free weekend on June 4th and 5th. Then we will have a final day of class and then travel back to Bangkok on the 6th, and then in the morning depart for the U.S. on the 7th. So in total, you have 15 days of of course time, which includes 3 full free days, including the weekend in June, and you should budget about 2 or 3 travel days, so in total it'll be about 18 days. By the way, this picture is taken from the top of Doi Suthep Mountain, which is one of our activities. I'll explain in a minute. So we have a bunch of activities. First and foremost, we have a lot of organization visits. So this program is about leadership and global leadership and leadership in general. And we are the School of Leadership and Human Resource Development. So we'll be doing a lot of organization visits and talking to leaders of organizations, especially in Bangkok, but also in Chiang Mai. And we will try to hit a variety of organizations, nonprofit, corporations, and also educational institutions. So you can get a good taste, no matter what your interests are after graduation, you can get a good taste of what it's like to lead in different types of organizations. We'll also do Thai language lessons. I speak Thai. My wife is Thai. She's trained as a Thai tutor and teacher. So that way you will feel like you can speak some Thai and you can kind of get around, although many people in Thailand do speak English. We'll also do an exciting cross-cultural leadership workshop with Thai university students, so you'll get to know some Thai university students as well, and you'll have that connection. We also do a meditation workshop and monk chat where we talk to a Buddhist monk who also leads us through some non-religious meditation so we can better ourselves and think about ourselves as mindful leaders. This is a picture of the meditation workshop. While there is a statue of the Buddha, Buddha is not a god, it is not a religious thing, it's a philosophy, it's a set of ideas. All right, so, you shouldn't feel pressured if you belong to some other religious group that, this would be not okay. I mentioned the language lessons, we'll also go to the Chiang Mai Old City and Wat Jedi Luang. We'll also visit several museums and cultural centers, and one of my favorite activities, which is a hike, optional. You can take the taxi up the mountain if you can't hike or you don't want to hike, but a hike up the Pilgrim's Trail to Wat Doi Suthep. And this is a picture about halfway up the hike. This is a picture of us in front of the Chiang Mai Arts and Cultural Museum. We'll also do a Thai cooking school. That's actually one of our organization visits, and we talk to the leader of that organization and how she manages to interact with clients from all over the world and how she deals with different cultural norms and how culture and food are so interconnected. And if you want to be a good global leader, you have to understand the role of food in culture. That's true of us here in Louisiana as well. We'll visit Payap University, where I used to work, and the president of the university has asked me to set up a meeting with all y'all this May. We'll also do a Thai waterfall excursion to the Sticky Waterfall, it's called, where you can almost stand and walk up the waterfall because of the nature of the rock. A few pictures of Bangkok. This is actually the first time we're going to be offering the program partially in Bangkok, but I wanted to expand it. Also, there's a lot of great organizations and cultural sites in Bangkok. And this is the last time I was there in 2018. Oh gosh, it's been so long, but with a couple faculty members from the National Institute for Development Administration in Bangkok. It's a very important organization, and you'll see that this woman faculty member is sporting my LSU pin. We sort of swapped pins. And then this is a very famous politician, but also scholar at NIDA. This is not my own picture, but these are a few pictures of Bangkok in case you're not familiar. This is some of the monks around the royal palace, and obviously the very famous river markets. All right, this is Wat Arun, one of the very famous temples. And you can even go on boats. This is also from that time. Go on boats, and the people come up and sell you things on the boats. It's quite fun. And this is actually the author of one of the textbooks, the textbook that you'll be reading for 3723, which is about leadership in the Thai context. That will help you to reflect on leadership in organizations around the world. Our program is, we try to keep it as flexible as possible to give you as much time to do extra activities as possible. So we have, our course time goes from 8:30 to 4:30, roughly, but some days it's a little bit flexible. And then you have basically every evening from 4:30 on to spend time however you would like. So you can go to different walking streets and museums. You can play frisbee, you go zip lining, you can go to Muay Thai boxing if any of you like MMA, mixed martial arts. There's a lot of art and museums. There's different churches and religious organizations. There's even the Seven Fountains Jesuit Retreat Center, which is really cool. I've been there twice. And you can book it for the weekend if you want and go and have a silent retreat center or have a silent retreat at the center. It's really cool. It's about $25 a night. For lodging, we'll stay in a hotel, kind of like a boutique hotel, so we try to keep it cool and classy. And roommates, last time we went, some people had roommates if they wanted roommates. Some people who did not want roommates didn't have roommates. I'm actually really in favor of roommates because then you have a buddy that you can do everything with. But if you don't want a roommate, you do not have to have a roommate. In terms of fee, so the course costs $2,600. That's your program fee. And so that includes your housing, meals, field trips, excursions. That includes your train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, and also includes your transportation back to Bangkok to catch your flight home. That includes health insurance. That includes virtually everything that's going to pop up that relates to the program. That includes all of the activities, field trips, cultural events. So any activity that we do, it will be covered by the program fee. Also, I'll be offering, and Dr. Gibbons and I both will be offering a lot of optional activities in the evenings. So, for example, I might say, oh, hey, I'm going to go check out this cool restaurant. So whoever would like to come, join us. And that will be covered. Or come to this cultural show or something like that. The other big cost you have to think about are tuition. So you'll be taking a course. So if you're an undergraduate, right now I just checked the documents. The summer tuition for a 3-credit class undergrad is $1,178. For a grad, it's $1,411. And then you also have to cover airfare, which can be about $1,000 round trip to Bangkok. All right, and then you're also probably going to want about $200 to $300 of spending money, depending on how many gifts you want to buy, what extra you want to do. Thankfully, generally things are pretty inexpensive in Thailand, so you don't need a lot of extra money, even though it's a 2-week period. But you should probably have around $200 just to cover things that come up, and you want to bring a few gifts home to friends and family. All right, so actually when you add it all up together, it's about $5,000. And it's one of the most affordable study abroad programs that LSU offers, I'm proud to say. The other cool thing is that there's no cost for visas. So we're just going to apply for visas, and it's a visa on arrival when you land. So you don't actually have to even apply for it. You just land if you're a U.S. citizen and planning to stay for fewer than 30 days. So it's quite nice. All right, so if you're interested, fill out the application on the Academic Programs Abroad website or contact Dr. Gibbons or me. And let me just show you how to do that really quick. So if you go to LSU Academic Programs Abroad and you click on Program Search, click on Faculty-Led Programs, and then if you scroll down, you'll see Global Leadership in Thailand. Now, the Agricultural College on campus actually has another Thailand course, but this is the Global Leadership in Thailand course, so don't get those mixed up. And here you'll be able to apply. There's this notice that says, due to the pandemic, blah, 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 things are still, in flux. That is true, but there's no reason why that, this should be a problem. However, for example, when we tried to offer the program in the past, unfortunately, we had to cancel it due to the rise of the Omicron variant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, there's no variants, although thankfully it does seem like things are calming down, and hopefully, if there is a new variant, it's going to be in the winter, not right now for this course. So, alrighty, I should say also that Dr. Gibbons and I are planning on offering this program in the winter as well. So if you maybe it doesn't work out for you to go this May, but you really want to go, think about it for winter, which would be right after Christmas until the middle of January 2022 to 2023. All right. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll hope to see you in Thailand.